David.
Thanks for coming.
It's my wife, Kristen.
Meet you.
Nice day out. It's not raining like it was.
That's very true. So you want to start?
Sure. Come on in.
Thank you so much, man. Now, when did you start working with Paracord?
2004.
Okay.
I was out of work, and I bought a book at Barnes & Noble.
All right.
And it was something to do. You know, I went to the Army Navy store. I think 100 feet was $5. I started making some, and in 2005 I started joining forums and started selling some of it. There were only like a couple of people selling Paracord stuff.
Yeah, it's like very few back then.
Yeah. And now there's thousands.
I know. It's really exploded. It's fantastic. It's interesting to me how fast it's exploded, though. I mean, 2004, 2005, it's not that long ago, really.
No, it's not.
And things have just
I would make a Paracord bracelet, and I'd sell it for $4 or $5. You know, just to pay for the materials.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I get that.
And then the people I sold it to, a couple of weeks later, a month later, they were selling them.
Like deconstructing what you were doing and bringing it on?
2 or 3 people I sold to, they started making it, selling, and I was still selling them too, but I got burned out on trying to take orders, you know, and make stuff. Somebody wants 50 pieces of something, and I got to spend the next 30 hours making stuff till my fingers are cramped.
Exactly,
and I can't do anything.
exactly. Or getting other people to kind of, you got to train people and bring them in. That's the same thing with me. I don't really sell anything I make. I give it away, or I just keep it. Because frankly, from my perspective, I see myself more as a designer. And I'll be honest, there's some pieces that I've tied maybe 3 times. I tied it the first time that I discovered it or invented it.
Yeah.
The second time I did a video. And the third time I put it in a book.
And then you move on to something new.
I have to, because every week there's a new design. So if I get stuck or hung up on a single design, or it becomes my, my baby, if you will, and you just keep tying it over and over again, then my mind's not open to all the possibility of designs.
Yeah.
And so I kind of leave other people to kind of manufacture the stuff. And then for me, I'm more excited by the discovery of something different, a new way to work, a new way to, rotate a tie. So tell me about your handle ties, because these are freaking amazing, dude. I mean, that is so clean.
Like one of the earlier ones I did, I saw Peter Decker's work. Mm-hmm. He was working with ancient Chinese swords patterns and stuff, and I followed his tutorial, and it's kind of.
I mean, this is amazing. I mean, it's so crisp, and everything's tucked so cleanly. I mean, that is just going to hold.
And it's different on both sides, because that was just my first time trying it. It's angled like it's supposed to be on one side, and then the other side is straight across.
Oh, nice.
But I left it like that because
I like that too, actually. Different. Yeah, it does. I like that a lot.
The gutted paracord, and then use smaller diameter cord. I'd seen some wire wrap.
Is this some of the microcord?
Yeah, it's like mini bind string or trot line for fishing.
And you'll do like a little Turk's head.
I'd seen some wire wraps on some swords online. And I figured if they can do it with wire, you can certainly do it with cord.
Oh, absolutely. God, it has such a good grip too.
Can you hold it a little closer to the?
Gives it
Beautiful.
Gives it a nice firm grip on that. And then let me see some of your pouches, which are pretty fantastic as well.
These were some woven ones. I'd seen some basket weaving. I did some basket weaving back in junior high, 8th grade, 7th grade or 8th grade, and they gave us, I can't think of the name of it, made out of natural fiber.
Hemp? Or?
It wasn't hemp.
Is it like...
You have to soak it in water to soften it up.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with...
I know the name of it, but I can't think of it.
I've worked with, because I've done a lot of natural fiber work as well. I've worked with Douglas Iris, and then there's Thule, and then there's sometimes you can use sometimes people use bracken or sword fern stalks, and you can also use bulrush.
Might have been something like that. It's like
that.
Huge, long strands, and it's in coils.
Is it? Oh,
it's almost like cord.
It's almost like cord.
And we soaked it in water, and we'd have like a cutout. I made a magazine rack, and it was just had cutouts with holes in it, and you had a few strands that were going up, and then you had to build it around. And I kind of shaped mine like a woman's hips. And
there you go.
Torso. I don't know if it was on purpose.
No, I think it's all the subliminal stuff.
I wish I still had it.
Well, we're virile men. It comes out in our art.
Like, how did you go in and then back out? Why did you do that?
That's cool. And then how about the? I've been seeing a lot of your intricate, like your micro-weaving.
Ian Fegan has his shoelace book.
Okay.
And I found a copy for like $4 on Amazon, and I figured if you can do that with shoelaces on boots and tennis shoes, you could just throw it on. That was an already made bracelet I made years ago, and I just got that 0.9 millimeter cord and went back and.
Because this has inspired a lot of great work. I'm seeing since you started posting this, I've seen a lot of people.
That's just one strand.
This is fantastic. Yeah, expanding on this idea, which is such a cool way to accentuate, like, even, this is just a classic Solomon bar.
Others come up and start doing tutorials, like the pouch after I made this. Others put up instructables for these and the can koozies with paracord. I hadn't seen them done before when I first did them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen like crocheted can koozies and stuff. I'd never seen anybody do one with paracord, so I gave it a try, and it worked out. And you see all those old bottles that had the knot work on them, at ships at sea, so they wouldn't get knocked around and broken. But I thought, if the glass broke, you could still use it for something, maybe turn it into a pouch.
There you go.
So I figured with the hitching and stuff, just imagine if the bottle's gone, turn it into a pouch with a cinch on the top.
That makes complete sense. Yeah, because you did that. You did a lot of stuff, like them beer cozies and...
Like for a multi-tool or a cell phone. They stretch out.
Yeah. No, this is amazing. This really is. It's really clean. I like the base of that, too. Yeah, this is so good.
And I got one that fits a soda can, or it stretches out to hold that lantern. Over here. Vertical hitching.
Oh, nice. Oh, there you go. Yeah. This is so great. Yeah, I did it. I don't know if you remember back in the day. I'm going to probably redo it with paracord, but I did the honey basket, or the rope basket. And it's kind of a similar but not the same style of basketing. But it applies really well to paracord, man. This is fantastic.
I tried another one with...
so good.
I've seen some Dale Morris. He does some crazy stuff, like a Stetson hat made out of paracord.
Oh, I saw him. Yeah, I saw that.
All kinds of crochet stuff.
It's actually shaped well too.
Yeah, I don't know how
he did that. Yeah, because if I did something like that, I have to say it would probably flop. But his is like, it's totally perfect.
It's got a brim, it's curved and everything. I tried a variation of it doing a. Somebody told me what I'm doing is not exactly crochet, but it's close.
Yeah.
But it's chain stitching.
Yeah.
If I wanted to untie it, I could just unravel it, like a sweater.
Yeah, because it's all, wow, that's really nice.
County Com, they sent me that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
One of these weird little lights.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Low and strobe.
There you go.
Weird stuff, It's probably got a military purpose.
Yeah.
Because they do government contracts. That's why they got a government number on the side.
It's true. It looks more like a tent. Of course we got you can do a beacon or a signaling.
And but this would be battery inside.
Yeah, this would be a great illuminator for a closed, some kind of containment tent.
Yeah.
Something that had good shielding. You could really illuminate and look at maps and do other technical work. That's so cool. I'll have to look into getting some of this. And then I got to get you a flashlight torch, man. Those are cool. It's literally like a flashlight, and it's got this heat element on the top, and you just basically point it at like any kindling. Start a fire. It's awesome. As a flashlight collector, I think you'd appreciate it. You got to watch out for it, though. If that thing turns on in your house, you could burn it down.
As a kid, I always had flashlights or lanterns, and I remember the batteries back then would always leak out, and you get acid burns when you go to take them out, where they corroded.
Yeah.
But wherever we lived, I always had a flashlight.
I think it's cool. I mean, flashlights are awesome. I'm discovering stuff. So this is your pile of paracord.
Active working pile.
Okay.
I may not have used some of it in a couple of months, but I don't want to have to get up and go in the closet and look for it.
Yeah.
I keep bringing stuff out because I got 20-gallon tubs in there with other spools of cord, and I figure once I get everything out here that I need, I'll have it.
It's all within reach too, so you can just work for hours.
I don't have to get up. I just lean over.
So this is where you mostly tie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the chair.
And this is, you were talking about earlier, you're seeing the list of
I'm
leaning over to grab your materials. That's fantastic. And so when you start to tie, are you usually thinking about it a few days in advance, or
sometimes it might have been 5 minutes ago I saw it online and I want to try it, and I'll start tying it. I might get halfway through with it and this ain't working. Take it apart and not touch it again for a day or two or a week. My hands bother me sometimes because I'm diabetic and I have nerve problems. So
same thing. Yeah.
After 3 or 4, like those sailor's cross knots. After 3 or 4 of them, I can't do anymore. My fingers lock up.
I hear you.
It's like Charlie horse, but in your hand. So I do a few things, and then I might not tie for a couple days or a week. The longest I've gone since I started my blog in 2005 is maybe 6 weeks.
Oh wow!
That's the longest gap. I mean, now I still try to post at least once a month.
Yeah.
Twice, but I remember posting 5 or 6 times a month.
Yeah.
Once you get to tying new things, you one thing then another. So it's addictive.
Oh, totally.
But I do tie a lot of the same things like the gaucho knots because it's like meditation to me. It's a puzzle. It's relaxing to get in the rhythm of tying it and know what I'm doing. Sometimes I can watch TV, I'm not even paying attention. How did I finish that? I can't remember the last hour, but
oh man, that's so similar to the way I tie. It really is. I have the same situation where I find myself kind of not only losing track of time, but sometimes, and I'll say this honestly, it's going to be wild. People aren't going to want to hear this, but I tie so much because you see, I post almost every day. I'll post like a new tie every day.
Yeah.
That there are some ties that I go back to, and I don't know how I did it.
I have to watch my own videos sometimes.
Exactly.
When's the last time I tried a 3-by? I don't remember. I had to go watch the video.
Thank goodness we made them.
Yeah, because I forget. I got knot books. A lot of them show the same knot, but it's looking at different perspectives.
Yeah.
I'll have to go look at the knot book to remember. When I keep doing it in my hand, I'm doing something wrong. What is it? Grab the book.
I think that's important for people to hear too, because there's this old school concept that if you're a skilled knot tyer, that you just kind of innately know all these knots.
If you don't do it for a while, you forget. Like the Boy Scouts, you had to know 5, 10, 15 different knots on command. We learned them and we did them, but if I go a month or 2 without tying something, I got too many different knots in my head. I can't remember them.
Exactly.
Some people have a photographic memory. I don't.
I don't either.
I have to go back and look. But I'm glad I got the internet to look at and the knot books to use as reference. Because if I didn't have them,
you'd be scratching your head at your house.
You'd pull my hair out.
Exactly.
My hair. When I started the blog, I wasn't all gray.
Oh, of course. I mean, same for me. I mean, I'm going pepper right now. It'll be gray within a year or 2. But yeah, no, I think it's important for people to know that because fundamentally, my theory is that people like ourselves, people who not only have a respect and admiration for the past and the historical ties, but then are also trying to come up with new designs. And in order to come up with new designs, you can't be too attached to the past. At the same time, you have to understand it, you have to have respect for it, you have to have knowledge of it. But if you're stuck in it, I think it can block a lot of future thinking.
You think you're supposed to do this way. You don't.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to do anything.
Exactly.
Start with a blank canvas.
Exactly.
A lot of people think they're going to make a paracord bracelet and then take it apart out in the field and stuff. But if it's been kinked up and it's dirty and worn, it's not the same cord it was when it was new. It could break, it's damaged, salt, sweat, dirt, broken down the fibers, and it's going to be kinked up when you take it apart. So just keeping a piece of loose cord bundled up in your pocket, it's
just available for use if you need it. I always find too, and this is something I really encourage people to know. Because the cord, of course, it has its limitations over time because you do, like you say, sweat it up. But that's what's cool about the creation process. You can swap out over time.
Yeah.
So you say, well, I'm going to make another one, give it to a friend or have it maybe just sometimes I'll hang it off my bag, that kind of thing. But I always find it interesting in people who, and I'm not against people to buy bracelets because I find that super, positive for people who make money from selling bracelets and people who get enjoyment out of purchasing those bracelets.
If they didn't know how to make it themselves, how are they going to know how to use it?
Exactly. If you can't even make the bracelet, but you think you're going to be able to do all these fantastic things with the cord. And it's one of the breakdowns.
And they got survival in their mind.
Yeah. They go, I will survive.
I think they know how to tie their shoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Do they know how to do anything else?
Yeah. Or even tie the bracelet that they have.
Yeah.
Because if the idea is that you're going to carry it around with you, and let's say you hypothetically have all these skills with the cord, and you know how to use it for everything from snaring, you know how to use it to, for tourniqueting, or to, even a makeshift belt would be easy enough. But if you want to then take that material back and put it into a bracelet that you can walk off with, I always feel like you should know how to tie the bracelet you own.
Yeah, they got stories on some of the sites that are selling.
Yeah.
How did you use yours in a survival situation? Someone says they used their bracelet to save somebody who was being washed away in a river.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they took a 12-foot bracelet apart, and I know it's kinked up and stuff, and I think it's only 12 feet. How do you tie a loop and get it to somebody and then pull them to shore?
And on a taut line.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, and that's the thing. I think I call shenanigans on some of those stories, but that even because I'll be honest, one of the ways that I've come across using, because I work in the field, I work as an environmental chemist, but primarily I'm working as a contractor. So I'm dealing with everything from fixtures. We're doing installation of systems to do remediation of like defueling areas and various contaminated areas. And so I'll have situations where I'll have a pump that needs a handle, and I've got extra cord.
Yeah.
And so I make myself a handle, or I've got a piping that I need a bracket for, and I need it just to stay stable enough so I can run to the hardware store. I got cord.
You're going in through a door you don't want to shut behind you.
There you go.
Just a couple feet of cord to tie the doorknob.
Yeah.
Keep it open.
Yeah. And so those quick sort of practical uses are pretty cool. Because honestly, any other kind of cord just doesn't hold up and have the same utility.
And it's never supposed to be used to support a life, not your body weight or anything like that.
Absolutely not.
I always think it's utility cord.
It is. And that's actually to demystify something that I think a lot of people have a misconception about, is the idea of scaling a mountain with a 550 paracord. This is something that often people will say that you can use the cord for, and truth be told, the amount, this is a static load of a 550. So this is a static load. Any stretch, any strain beyond that 550.
If you bounce.
Yeah, if you bounce, boom, snap, you're done.
Yeah.
And so even if you have 1,000 feet of cord and you're trying,
and you made rope out of it, you got 20 feet out of that 1,000 feet because you need something that's 2 inches thick to support you.
If you think you might need to do some scaling, bring some climbing rope.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. People go, I'm going to go out there with some paracord, and I go, that's pretty risky.
Yeah.
But or even to suspend yourself off a tree or something like that.
Now some of the paracord laces and stuff, they're pretty thick, and they got 5, 6, 7, 8 strands.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Jeff Wallace, widgeon whacker, he made duck call lanyards and stuff. He's saying you could tow a truck with this. Now I bet you could. I got a couple of his that he sent me, because you're talking 5 or 6 strands, and then you multiply that, you probably could do something like that. With a braid or
even just a basic cording technique, like an Indian cording technique, or tri-braided cord, like what you'll see with, like I have a video that talks about how to make natural fiber rope.
Yeah.
And I used the Douglas Iris that we talked about a little bit earlier. And Douglas Iris on its own, when you dry this material and you soak it and you get some flexibility and melt, and can work with it, it'll snap fairly easily. But if you take this material and you tri-braid it, in a braiding, and then you take 3 of those tri-braided and bring those together and take some time and effort, you can make some pretty powerful and strong cord.
Yeah.
And you could do the same thing with paracord. You could, in fact, maybe we should show that. Just say, if you really want to increase the strength of this is how you would do it.
Yeah. Little spool with red. County Com took my idea where I'd made spools by taking old spools.
Oh, nice,
put them on there. I've had that idea for years, trying to figure out a way to carry paracord on it.
This is slick.
I tried wrapping it.
It doesn't work.
You can't. It doesn't come off. I figured if I could get some kind of way to put a spool on there, then I could wrap it, and you could just pull it right off.
Yeah, this is. I think I remember seeing you show this.
I made several different ones.
How did you get that on there? So you had to crack it and then glue it back on?
Yeah, I cut it
okay.
just enough to open it up so it fit on there.
Oh, there you go.
Now with those, you can just wrap it straight on.
Yeah, this is a nice, it's a
But
fantastic
like with ones like
idea.
this, 2 pieces of PVC and like Wilson, you know,
Yeah.
tennis racket.
Yeah. That tape is awesome, man, for tennis
And
rackets.
then, you know, the cord comes zigzag like that. I figured out how to, I could do it with Paracord. You know, I did a video showing how to do it. It's not easy, but you can still do it, and it won't unravel. You know,
Yeah.
the ones with the sides are much better.
This is so great.
Yeah, the one they made, grab it away. They made a spool out of Delrin. They gave me design credit, you know, because it was my idea.
Oh, cool. Oh, and
But
they started making, oh, look at that.
Actually, I didn't.
So you started with this, and then they basically went ahead and did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's Delrin. It can pop off the carabiner after it's empty.
Yeah.
And that's a low-graded carabiner.
This is so great, dude.
I had military people contacted me, where can we get these? You know,
Yeah.
we already have the carabiners, we want the spool. I don't make them.
I just design them.
No.
Well, that's one of the things, that's my next question is, or actually my next statement's like...
I mean, if I could have patented that, maybe I'd have made money down the road.
Well, sure.
I
Yeah.
put it on the blog because somebody can use it. You know?
Exactly. And that's the thing, I think, and this is one of the things I talk to people privately about, but a lot of your impact, and partially mine and others, are going to be felt for, you know, generations to come. A lot of times the future doesn't necessarily hold on to the names of those people. We don't always remember where this stuff came from.
Yeah.
But to know that something that you designed, something that you thought up, is going to be held and worked with.
Or built on.
Yeah, exactly. Or utilized, or even maybe save someone's life, because this is a more practical way of carrying cord. That's pretty impactful. It means a lot to me. How does that feel to you?
That's what we're supposed to do. We learn something and you pass it on to somebody.
Exactly.
I'm not married, I don't have any kids, but
Yeah.
I've taught some of my nieces and nephews how to make the bracelets, you know.
Yeah.
They were doing it in 5 minutes, and I said, it took me a lot longer than that.
I know, they make you feel like, oh my God,
I
it
got
took
some
me forever
pictures
to learn that.
downstairs of my dad when he was in ROTC. My grandmother and granddad had them up in their house, and he's got those shoulder cords. And growing up, every time I was at my grandparents' house, I can always remember looking at them, you know. The cords just look so neat. He had some from like Scouts, or it might have been high school ROTC, orange with the Solomon mark.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like the military one.
Yeah. Or even the bugle cord.
Yeah.
You know, they have those and such. And so for you, it's just a fascination with knots and kind of moving forward with the knowledge that you gained and kind of branching forward into new designs and what have you. Do you have any idea or any kind of thoughts about where we might be, like, I don't know, 20 years from now? Do you think we'll still be tying as avidly?
Somebody will, but if you look now, they're coming out with all these little gadgets, so you don't have to tie a knot. It's something like by Night Eyes. They got some deal. You wrap it around it and hook it. No knots necessary. And I think, no, I don't like that.
I don't either.
Knots are important.
They are very important.
It's something you learn how to do, and you're taking something away if you just wrap it around. And what happens if that thing breaks and you got the cord? Now you don't know how to tie a knot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I always say that's like my joke about those who digitize all books are doomed to need information on how to fix an electrical problem when the power goes out.
Yeah.
You know, they go, oh, it's cool, I got all my books on my O. And so the same thing with knots. It's like, it's cool, I got this plastic thing that snapped. And now you have no skill, you have no knowledge, you have no ability to address the challenge that you've been faced.
That's the bad thing with everything online. Some of those things have already started to disappear, like Knotheads Worldwide. The old forum went down when the server crashed and the host went out. Yeah. And a lot of those tutorials are gone. And with the internet now, so many people in like the parachute groups, 4,000 or 5,000 members now in some of those groups. The largest one, and that much brain power coming together, you know they're going to come up with some new stuff. Just looking at what you're doing and some of the, like the dog leashes and stuff. Some of them are pretty cool. I haven't even tried some of them. They look too advanced for me. I mean, I think I don't think of myself as an expert at all.
Myself included.
If I can't memorize it, I think, well, I still have to go back. I'm in the middle somewhere, you know. And if I had to do an exhibition, I don't know how many knots I could tie, you know, in a row. I'd freeze up. I think I probably know 10 knots, you know. I might know 50 knots.
Yeah.
I don't know how many different ones I've tied, but it's hard to keep it in mind. And
well, because I think we're in that transition zone. I mean, really, it's this mindset that memorization and having this repository in our brains of all these knots, it makes us experts. And then there's the creative,
you keep coming up with this new stuff, and
so,
boom, boom, boom.
And that's, I think,
more.
that's the difference. Like, and I thought this, I get frightened too, because when I'm around people, especially people who are historical knot aficionados, they expect me to have this, boom, boom, boom of all the knots. And I tell them I'm more of an artist. And, and so that's like telling me, can you paint a Picasso? Can you paint a Rembrandt? And the answer is no, I can't. I can paint something I can paint. Yeah. I can paint something new for you. But, and so that's...
Some of them are like way technical. And it's
yeah.
It's like I'm in grade school listening to some college professors going on. And terminology, I don't know what the words mean.
Yeah.
And, somebody come in and ask a question, and then they'll get down on them, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to join up for them. That would
I won't even mention the forums, but there were some forums that I kind of got pushed out of because of that. Because
some people are way too high and mighty about
stuff. For me, it was the innovative knot time. They just did not.
They didn't like it.
Well, they didn't like it because it wasn't in Ashley's. And if it wasn't in Ashley's, it wasn't a valid knot. And
and say that's not a knot; it's a braid. Ashley's have braids in it.
Exactly.
It's spool knitting, not the one I use. Spool knitting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't have to. For me and you, we're on the same page. It was like trying to convince a fella in Britain, like this is what's going on. It's more difficult.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I have respect for that. It's just a different way of approaching the craft. But yeah. It's been fantastic talking to you, man. I really enjoyed thinking, bringing us into our home and allowing us to see what you do and where you do it and how you do it. And I look forward to many more years of inspiration. It's been pretty fantastic.
That's like a big step for me. I've had people, can I come to your house and you teach me? No.
No, yeah, exactly.
But I'll put a video up.
Yeah, exactly.
Do a photo tutorial or something.
That's easier. And then, like we said earlier, so we can remember too.
Yeah, there's so much you can still learn. You've never learned it all. There's always more.